go. We're going to be picking out cards for our blue-black deck. Under consideration for Commander is Satoru Umezawa, which is a cool card. We will go into that in a minute. Please like and subscribe if you have been enjoying these live streams, and I'll continue to improve this show to whatever greatness it can be. Thank you so much for being a part of this community, and go ahead and leave comments. Let me know if you want to, if you have another suggestion for a commander. I will take a look at the comments and evaluate commanders. Let me know if there's any other cards that I should consider, or if you've seen a card that you like that we should definitely put in, or if you want to buy a card, let me know and I'll see what we can do to arrange that. The fun part of this is the actual, like this whole thing is fun for me, so I appreciate everyone that is a part of this community and is helping this grow, because I've never really grown a community before on YouTube. I'm not really a YouTuber, but I love Magic, and I didn't play it for a while, and then I got back into it recently, and I've been really enjoying it, and that's led me to want to create a fun little YouTube channel dedicated to Magic and seeing Magic in a different way. The other podcasts that are out there, the other YouTube channels, they're great. The goal of this is to feature the cards and to really like dive deeper into strategies and like tricks that you can have, or even larger deck construction, and having fun with it. So come along, have fun. Let's joke around and enjoy life. The best part of doing this live is you can communicate with me, and who knows what's going to happen. Anything could happen, really. All the games that I've played have been real games. The Helana deck has just gone off. The other Eldrazi Unbound deck has not been impressive against it, but it does much better in 4-player, like a 4-man pod, than in the 2-man format. And what I've found about the Helana deck is it does extremely well in 2-man, but in 4-man it can be like a lot of stuff can remove, like a lot of people remove things from you, and so you don't have as many opportunities to like set up things, which is mainly because other people are trying to disrupt you. However, that being said, this deck has not lost in the last few times that I've played it in local pods, and it also hasn't lost to Eldrazi Unbound except for one round. And so we're going to go ahead and create a beast that will just take it out. I know that in the friendly pods that a lot of removal is frowned upon because, hey, I want to play. And so therefore I think that this deck is going to be called WTF Let Me Play. WTFLMP. And so the goal of the deck will basically prevent the other player from playing. This is going to work great in one-on-one situations. In a 4-man pod, I don't know. Remains to be seen. Could be good, could be bad. Ultimately, though, we're gonna test it out. We're gonna see how it feels. We're gonna make tweaks. We're gonna make changes. We're gonna see if we like this commander. If we don't like this commander, we might get something else. Blue black has a lot of opportunities for commanders that are amazing, and so let's just dive right into this now. Satoru Umezawa. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a Japanese name. This is out of the Kamigawa decks, which I got a number of a few years ago for a pod that we were just kind of playing fun games over winter break. And so I got a bunch of these draft boosters, and we played a few rounds of it, and it was just a blast. I have never actually drafted this in an actual LGS or anything, but the reason I am thinking this card, let's read this card first to see what it's all about, right? What is Satoru Umezawa about? Let's find out. Satoru Umezawa. 3 mana. 1 blue, 1 black. Legendary creature. Human ninja. Whenever you activate a ninjutsu ability, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. This ability triggers only once each turn. Each creature card in your hand has ninjutsu, which is 1 blue, 1 black, and 2 colorless. He's a 2/4. He lacks reach. He lacks first strike. He lacks lifelink. He lacks a lot of things. But he has one thing that's awesome. Each creature in your hand has ninjutsu. That is a dope card, and we are going to go into why in just a moment. Hopefully this looks good. Satoru Umezawa. Commander? Question mark? Commander material? Legendary creature. And this is just so much fun. Let's get his info. Now, if you guys have any other suggestions for better commanders or alternative commanders, we can go into those as well. And I would love to pull them up and see what we can do. Let's see here. Anyway, this is fun. Kamigawa. Kamigawa. That was an interesting series, the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, and also the ninjutsu. It's a very cool ability, but it's also cool that it's rare, and it's only found really in the Kamigawa series, which is just kind of generally cool. this is... Okay, good. There you go. Next up, we are family. Come on, everybody, and see. All right, I am going to discuss with you guys why I think this card is cool. Let me check one thing really quick, actually. I need to... check. Here it is. All right. No. What is happening with this guy? Whenever you activate a ninjutsu ability, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Pretty cool. And why is that cool? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it has whenever you act. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Let's resume. I was distracted. Let's get back into Satoru Umezawa and why he's cool. Legendary creature, human ninja. Whenever you activate a ninjutsu ability, look at the top 3 cards of your library. So ninjutsu ability activated. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Great. Put them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom. Put one of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom in any order. So you pick any of 3, which is nice. And then this only triggers once per turn, so you only get 1 ninjutsu chance per turn, which is fine. Each creature in your hand has ninjutsu. What is ninjutsu? Ninjutsu is the ability to, listed right here, in the Silver for Master, who I also suggest we are going to put in this deck. Let's get a sleeve on this bad boy. Oh no. And let's see what ninjutsu is all about. Alright, so Silver for Master has ninjutsu right for 1 blue, 1 black. Return an unblocked attacker you control to hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand tapped and attacking. Ninjutsu abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. Other ninja and rogue creatures you control get +1/+1. Will we have a lot of ninja and rogue creatures? Not sure. At least we'll have 1. I do believe the Satoru is a ninja, so he will be a 3/4 if they're both out at the same time, which is fine. The thing that is cool about this, though, is the returning an unblocked attacker you control to hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand tapped and attacking. So let's say, for instance, Silver Fur Master here is attacking. So now he isn't blocked, and so we can use his ninjutsu ability, which is 1 blue, 1 black, and then he returns an unblocked attacker, which would be himself. Let's just say in this case he's the target. Back into your hand, and then put this card into the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Okay, hold up. So I misset this. I am backwards. This is why you never do things live. Just kidding. Return an unblocked attacker you control to your hand, and then you put him out on the battlefield tapped. Let's say that Satoru Umezawa is attacking. He's attacking. Then he's not blocked. And then in the case of him not being blocked, Silver for Master would come in and then ninjutsu abilities would cost 1 less to cast. And then so the next time we wanted to cast the Satoru Umezawa, he would be able to come in with his ninjutsu at, and that would actually cost only 3. What this allows us to do, though, is it allows us to cheat. Each creature card in your hand has ninjutsu, 2 blue and a black, and possibly even 1 blue, 1 black, and a colorless. If you have silver for master in play, then the ability is cheaper, and also you get a +1/+1 on it. However, because once Satoru Umezawa is onto the battlefield, he will give all the creatures in your hand ninjutsu, which is that last line there. And so the plan with that is to... Okay. This card is not commander legal, and so putting it in this deck makes it... it's a banned card, but I mean, we're just having fun here. I think that it'd be fun to see this hit Halana. You know, I think that I think Halana deserves it to be whacked by Emrakul. And so let's just slip this in there. Now, we have out, let's say we have out, this is turn 3. We have our silver for master. We have our Satoru Umezawa. And let's say we've removed all the creatures from the other side's battlefield because we have high removal, and that removal will allow us to keep the board clear enough for us to then play our ninjutsu ability. So what will happen is we'll swing with whatever, both of these guys, right? And then when one of them is not blocked, let's say that Silver Fur Master is not blocked, I'm going to go ahead and pay 3 mana cost to cast Emrakul, Aeon's Torn, onto the battlefield. And he's going to be tapped and attacking, which... well, he can't be countered. And then when he casts this spell, and also you can't counter ninjutsu. You can do something in response afterwards, but there's no countering of ninjutsu. And so here he comes. When you cast the spell, you do not get his ability to take an extra turn after this one. So, on the bright side, the reason why it's banned is most likely... at least going to be partially removed. And then the rest, flying protection from spells that are 1 or more colors, Annihilator 6 is icing on the cake. And when he is put in the graveyard from anywhere, you just shuffle that graveyard into the library, which will be great if we are getting milled at all. And so they will just have to exile Emrakul, and that would have to be the only real solution. And how can you exile something that is 1 or more colors? Anyway, so our first goal is going to be go ahead and getting out Satoru Umezawa and either attacking with him, attacking with someone else, and making sure that you're unblocked, and then bam, instantly out. What else can we do? We can do the 7 mana cost, Bane of Belaged. Anyway, what we're going to do ultimately is make a better way of getting out. Well, this one does not follow. That's not a creature. We'll get Kozilek out. We'll get Kaldra Complete out. We'll get Sire of 7 Deaths out. You know, actually, there's a lot of cards here we're going to get out. And then hopefully that'll be better. in this case. In large part, many of these decisions to include the colorless is to basically feel better about having these cards and not being able to play them against this very fast deck on my left here. So the goal would be to speed it up and to make it so that we actually see these cards. Can you imagine sneaking Kozilek in? This is ridiculous. There's the Artisan of Kozilek. When you cast a spell, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your battlefield. And then 2. So whenever this creature attacks defending player, sacrifices 2 permanents. Ouch. That's rough. That's going to be... I think this is going to wreck house. What else we got? We got It That Betrays. Imagine sneaking this in. This is going to be broken. That's what's going to happen. This is going to be one broken deck. Alright, so let's count them up. What do we have so far? We have Satoru Umezawa. Muy importante. He's the key to making this deck work. Without him as commander, we have no chance. Silver Fur Master. Ninjutsu. Ninjutsu abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. We're going to include this guy because if he, and it would be nice if he had partner with Satoru, but he does not. If he makes it out, then all of a sudden, everything just costs 3 mana to cast. You don't even need ninja and rogue creatures to get +1/+1. That's not important at that point. Alright. And even reducing ninjutsu abilities by 1 colorless isn't really that big of a deal when you're only shooting for 4 lands. And I am 100% certain we can get to 4 lands within 4 turns. Hopefully. You know, sometimes that's hard to plan. You have to have at least 40 lands in some cases. But some people will say less. We're going to include all these. So we are now up to... Hold on. We're going to include all these too. Ooh, this is going to be great. I love this. That, the thing about the Eldrazi Unbound is that there was a lot of amazing cards in there, and I just wanted to see them be played, and you never get to see them be played because, you know, if you play Eldrazi, it takes a million years to get one out. Why don't they just include their own little Satoru solution there would be my question. But that's okay. Let's take a look at all these. We have all these now. We have them lined up. I'm looking forward to seeing them in action. We'll do card reads for them later. There's a Kozilek, Cyrus of Death, Bane of Belged. Did I already say these? I think I said these already. Soul Ring, Mystic Forge, Perilous Vault, and then these 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We are 1/3 of the way there. You need 60 cards generally for Commander, which 16 unique cards, I mean, if you're going often, then you're probably going to be good to go. A few of these we already talked about. There's the Reality Chip, there's the Sphinx of Forgotten Lore. You can check those cards out, and I will link them to the playlist when we are done creating this. Then we're going to include a Mithril Goat. Heck yeah, for the Mithril Goat. That'll protect something. There's something. Indestructible. Always good. Indestructible. Alright, here we go. Offer you can't refuse. Just a flat up counter. Create 2 treasure tokens. Mocking Sprite. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Very helpful with this instant and sorcery spells. Just one, dropping that by 1. And have a lot of those. Here's another one. Disrupt as an additional cost to cast this spell. Tap an untapped artifact you control or pay 1. Counter target spell. All good. I'm gonna keep those. Let's see here. Invoke the winds. Gain control of target artifact or creature. Untap it. Tamio's completion. Enchantment aura. 4 mana flash. Enchant artifact, creature, or planeswalker. When Tamio's completion enters the battlefield, tap enchanted permanent. If it's an equipment, unattach it. Tamio's completion. 4 mana flash. Enchant artifact, creature, or planeswalker. When Tamio's completion enters the battlefield, tap enchanted permanent. If it's an equipment, unattach it. Enchanted permanent loses all abilities and doesn't tap until during its controller's untap step. Witness protection. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities. This is a green and white citizen with base power and toughness of 1/1, named legitimate business person. It loses all other colors, card types, creature types, and names. Think twice. Draw a card, flashback 3, brings it back. I think you can cast it. There's probably some other things that will cast it for you. Along the lines of time stopping. Along the lines of not letting the other player play. Here we are. Time stop. Time stop. 6 mana. Instant. End of turn. Oh, did I say end of turn? End the turn. Ah. Time stop. 6 mana. Instant. End the turn. Exile all spells and abilities, including this spell. The player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size. Damage heals and this turn and until end of turn effects end. This falls right into line with our deck. Let's see. Let me do it one more time. Time stop. 6 mana. 2 blue. Instant. End the turn. That's it. That's just end of turn. What a beast. I think that card should also be illegal. I mean, you can only do it once, right? But what if we had a way of playing instants from the graveyard? Then you're doing it twice. Ouch. And what if... Oh, man. Just your opponent would never have another turn. Man, it's just wrong. Let's go ahead and... End the turn. I played that in a Foundations draft, and the guy was just like, well, I guess that's the end of the turn. I was like, yeah. Which means it's toxic. I imagine you wouldn't want to play this against your friends necessarily all that often, but in draft, I mean, it's like, hey, I got this really cool card in draft, I gotta use it. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's really, really, really good. but in Commander, maybe a little bit. Well, I mean, as the moment you see someone targeting you, though, it's like I'm gonna go ahead and try to counter that. All right. Time stop is going in. That is cool. I was debating whether Wishing Well should go in. Here's Wishing Well. Maybe, maybe not. Let me know what your thoughts are. That's fun. All right. Let's see. Wishing Well, maybe, maybe not. Put a counter on the Wishing Well. It's an artifact. It's got 4 mana cost. Put a coin on the Wishing Well. When you do, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with mana value equal to the number of coin counters on Wishing Well from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Activate as a sorcery. Yeah. So, as we were discussing just a second ago, this card is 6. So, at 6 mana, you would be, or at 6 coin counters, you would be able to play Time Stop again. You'd be like, yep, hey, stop that. You can also play Think Twice. You can play any number of these instants or sorceries. And because it's a tappable artifact, you can do that at instant speed in response to something. So I think Wishing Well should go in. There we go. Let's see what we got next. We have Lunar Insight. Draw a card for each different mana value among non-land permanents. Lunar Insight. 3 mana. Sorcery. Draw a card for each different mana value among non-land permanents you control. The night sky is generous with its secrets. We only need to learn its language. Yes, well, it's a hard language to speak. Got the horoscopes. Who knows? Are those true? Are those fake? Are those real? I don't know. Let's see. What are we going to do here, though? I think the plan is to add this. I think this is a good card to add. It's generally the case that you'll have multiple different mana values for things. So if you have like 3 or 4, you can be drawing 3 or 4 different cards. If you have like 10, if we ninjutsu a bunch of stuff, we can have a whole bunch of different amounts. So maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I think so. I think this is a good card to have. Lunar Insight. Cool card. This is also in Foundations. I do believe I pulled this in a draft, or I played Sealed and got this. It's certainly a good card to pull in draft for 3 mana cost for sure. That's a sorcery, so sorcery speed on that one. I think that should go in. Let me do this. Draw a card for each different mana value among non-land permanents you control. All right. Lunar Insight. I say yes. Next up, Reality Shift. 2 mana. Exile target creature. Its controller manifests the top card of their library. Remove 1 creature, manifest a new one. They can turn that creature card face up anytime for its mana cost. However, you do remove it from your current. It's no longer a danger to you, and exile is better than destroy in many cases, because things might have indestructible or regen, and so exile will bypass that issue. I say this might go in. It's a good control card. I don't like the manifest is a negative, so I don't like having negatives on cards, so I may or may not like the cut. Reality Shift, 2 mana, instant. Exile target creature. Its controller manifests the top card of their library. That player puts the top card of their library onto the battlefield as a face-down 2/2 creature. If it's a creature card, it can be turned face up at any time for its mana cost. I will put that off to the side as a maybe. I suggest Glitch Interpreter. 3 mana, creature, human wizard. When Glitch Interpreter enters, if you control no face-down permanents, return Glitch Interpreter to its owner's hand and manifest Dread. Whenever 1 or more colorless creature you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. I believe that the main reason that this should go into this deck is because if we have colorless creatures coming out, then this would really send it to the next the next level. Like, if you're able to get combat damage onto a player with one of the Eldrazi's, which should definitely happen, then we should be able to draw a card. So we should be drawing cards pretty often if we have this Glitch Interpreter. The Manifest Dread, and if you control no face-down permanents, well, Manifest Dread, as we talked about, is the creation of the what was the wording of it? It was the creation of the 2/2 creature and then flipping it over. So I know we just read something with that. Oh, yes, Reality Shift. So these two could actually go in hand in hand together. I believe that these might have come. Well, this one comes out of the Duskmourn, and then this one comes out of the. I'm blanking on this one, but yeah, that was okay. They go together. If we want Manifesting Dread in there, that's good. I think the Manifest Dread is not important, but you can return Glitch Interpreter to its owner's hand and Manifest Dread. So you would immediately put it face down, and then you could flip that creature. So this is good control. I say we put this in. It's good control. got Imprisoned on the Moon, Enchantment Aura. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Actually, I'm going to take a second to drink some water. Alright, I'm back. Imprisoned on the Moon. Enchantment Aura. 3 mana. Enchant creature, land, or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent is a colorless land with tap, add colorless. It loses all other card types and abilities. We can cast this on ourselves, or we can cast this on someone else, but enchanting someone else's creature, land, or planeswalker and turning it into a colorless land and losing all other card types and abilities is spectacular. So I say yes. Sorry to the punishment that is coming up. We're going to put the reality shift in. Alright, we have an Essence Scatter, which is beautiful. Basically just counter target creature. Very cool card, and generally just kind of included in most foundations as a uncommon. Essence Scatter. Essence Scatter. 2 mana. Instant. Foundations. Counter target creature spell. The greatest victory is a battle unfought. Tomb of Instructions. Tome of Instructions. Tome of Obstructions. Yeah, I got that right eventually. Let's try this out. Essence Scatter. Essence Scatter. 2 mana. Instant. Counter target creature spell. The greatest victory is a battle unfought. The Tome of Obstructions. Essence Scatter. Counter target creature spell. That is generally one of those cards that when you run into, you get disappointed, because if you cast an 8 mana Galta, 3 forest, 5 colorless, and some blue guy comes along with his 2 mana counter target creature spell, well, you'd better have something to counter the counter, otherwise your guy is not getting out. And so that's actually kind of our plan most of the time with Gruul over here, is just to make sure that he doesn't get his creatures out. What good is Wolverine if you can't play Wolverine? So that's a large part of it. Essence Scatter. I like it. Let's put it in. Vanish from sight. Target non-land permanent's owner puts it on top or bottom of their library. Surveil 1. Just say goodbye to that card. And you get a Surveil. Excellent. Unable to scream. Oh, wouldn't that be scary? Enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all its abilities and is a toy artifact creature with base power toughness of 0-2, in addition to its other types. As long as enchanted creature is face down, it can't be turned face up. These foils get kind of curved. It's kind of unfortunate, actually. You'd think they would have figured out a solution to preventing curving on the foils. Perhaps with some kind of like counter foiling. The best bet is just actually to put it under a book. Okay, that is going in. I just need to go through it again. Unable to scream. Unable to scream. 1 mana. Enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a toy artifact creature with base power and toughness 0-2, in addition to its other types. As long as enchanted creature is face down, it can't be turned face up. That is fun. There's no fun. There's no fun, wait, do I have that card? Archpriest of the Shadows. Oh, I have this in a Magic Arena. Archpriest of the Shadows is a great card, and I just saw this online, and I thought maybe it could be something that we add, but Duskmourn. For 1 blue, that's cheap. For 1 island. I mean, it's a fairly common card, but very useful. I mean, I think that one of the things that you can get away with, like the Halana deck, is fairly expensive because you need fun cards for it, and those fun cards were all fairly expensive. These cards, commons, like it just takes away the fun from other decks without even like being special. This is a creature. This is a common from Duskmourn enchant. You know, this is just basic stuff. So I mean, it's solid, is what I'm trying to say. Next up, Aetherize. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. Imagine 4 or 5 creatures coming at you. Imagine a bunch of elves. This comes in very handy. Just return them all to their owner's hand. Remove those problems from your area. In 4-man commander, I would assume that you would. This would actually work against everyone with an attacking creature. However, you can only really have one person attacking at a time, so there's that. Jace, Architect of Thought. That's easy choice. And then one with the Multiverse enchantment. 8 mana. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. Once during each one of your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand or the top of your library without paying its mana cost. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. That is going to be so much fun. I am excited for this deck. Let's see what else we got. I think that what we're going to do is we're going to open up a deck just for funsies and see if we pull anything that can improve our situation. So, question is, should be a Duskmourn Collector's Booster. Wow, look at that art. Should it be a Bloomburrow Collector's Booster? I'm leaning towards Bloomburrow. I'm feeling Bloomburrow myself. Maybe Bloomburrow. All right. Anyone have any suggestions? Taking suggestions for whether we open a Bloomburrow deck, Collector's Booster, a Duskmourn Collector's Booster. Maybe we should open just a regular non-Collector's Booster. Here's Duskmourn. Here's another Bloomburrow Play Booster. Play Booster's not as fun, of course. You know, more cards the better, happier. Duskmourn, fun. I think Bloomburrow may have something that could help us. We haven't gone through the blacks just yet, but we will next. Oh, yes? Bloomburrow? Okay. I think we can do Bloomburrow. Let's do it. That's it. Blue Collector's Booster, of course. This will be fun. And we can include whatever comes out of this into this blue-black. Hopefully it'll be something that helps. It may not be, of course. Oh, let's see. I already tore open the thing. Let's start recording. All right, here we go. We have a Scales of Shale. Pileated Provisioner. Bonebind Orator. 3-Tree Rootweaver. Mind Drill Assailant. Mouse Trapper. Shoreline Looter. Can't be blocked. Very useful. Whenever a Shoreline Looter deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Whoa, then discard a card unless 7 or more cards are in your graveyard. Valley Rally. Gift as food. Gift as food. Peerless Recycling. Plains. It's a pretty Plains. I like it. Mist Breath Elder. Frog Warrior. At the beginning of your upkeep, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Mist Breath Elder. Otherwise, you may return Mist Breath Elder to its owner's hand. Pollywog Prodigy. Evolve. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell with a mana value less than Pollywog Prodigy's power, draw a card. Okay. Gets bigger. Valley Floodcaller. Creature. Otter Wizard. Flash. You may cast non-creature spells as though they had flash. That could be very useful if we have a lot of sorceries. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, birds, frogs, otters, and rats you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap them. That's a 2/2. Season of the Bold. Wow, that's a... I like the way this card looks. It's very pretty. Choose up to 5 paws worth of modes. Create a tap treasure token. Exile. Alright, well this is a cool mythic. It's in red though, so it will not be of a help for us building this one. And then we have a token Otter Wizard with the Ace Archer, green white, Vigilance Reach, legendary creature, Rabbit Archer. Vigilance Reach. Whenever Phineas Ace Archer attacks, put a +1/+1 on each other creature you control. That's a token or a rabbit. Heir Apparent would be fun with this one, huh? Then, if creatures you control have total power 10 or greater, draw a card. Okay, cool. Very pretty cards there. Very pretty. Do we see something that could help us? Possibly the Valley Floodcaller. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, birds, frogs, otters, rats, and you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap them. Very cool. Cool. All right, and that is. That is not published. All right, next up. You know what? I'm gonna open Duskmourn anyway. Want to know why? Because Duskmourn has some good blue-black. Therefore, why not? Oh boy. When you're gone, you get something good. Amen. All right. Let's see. Collector's Booster. Probably should save this for 20 years and not open it, but here we go. Always more fun to open these things, right? You get to see what's inside them. You're always curious. You want to know. Please like and subscribe. Hi. All right. Please like and subscribe. Very grateful if you do. Right now we are going to unseal a Duskmourn House of Horror Collector Booster. This is in search of a blue-black card that we can add to our control deck just for funsies. Here we go. ASMR. ASMR. Wow, it is. Where's my scissors? Ah, there they are. I was having a really hard time with this. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Now. Cool. Seized from slumber. Ooh, they're all shiny. I like the collectors' shininess. Manifest Dread. Glimmer Burst. Draw 2 cards. Hardened Escort. Cackling Slasher. Unwanted Remake. Norin Swift Survivalist. What a fun name to say. Commune with Evil. Gremlin Tamer. Forest. Undead Sprinter. Deluge of Doom. That'll be good. Marina Vendrell's Grimoire. Alright, we'll take a look at that in a second. Enduring Tenacity. Snake Glimmer. Yes, please. Overlord of the Flood Pits. Oh, Avatar Horror. Wow, look at that cool art. That is something. See the eyes glowing? That's crazy. Oh, how fun. And then an insect. Cool. Oh, you got a Manifest Dread token, though. That's nice. There we go. I think we got some stuff that will definitely help us. This Overlord of the Flood Pits looks really cool, so that should be good to add. We got a token. If you want us to open any sealed decks for you, then go ahead and send us a message. You can buy it right on our website at cardstream.pro. Let's see. What is this? Unsealed decks. Boom. All right. Let's figure this out really quick. I want the Overlord of the Flood Pits definitely in this new one. I'm glad we opened this. This was great. This Enduring Tenacity. Oh, this Enduring Tenacity. I need to add that in as well. That is beautiful. We're about to put all the black cards in, so that's cool. It's next step. And then we'll see what we can do with the other cards later in the year. So we have our Overlord of the Flood Pits, which is impending 4. Now, I'm going to have to look up impending because I haven't played anything with impending. What does this do? Impending is a keyword ability introduced in Duskmourn House of Horror. It reveals the feeling of knowing doom is coming. Doom is coming. Well, how fun is that? So for 3 mana cost, Doom is coming. It's similar to Suspend. It offers an alternative cost. If you choose to cast a spell for its impending cost, it enters with end time counters, and it isn't a creature until the last counter is removed. At the beginning of your end step, you remove a time counter from the enchantment card. Impending 4. So 4, 3, 2, 1. You have 3 turns to go. But we're not worried about that because if we have our commander, then Ninjutsu would put him out at 4 mana cost instead of worrying about the 5 mana cost. So we are going to go ahead and include that guy because when he comes in, he has, what is it? Flying. And whenever Overlord of the Floodpits enters attacks, draw 2 cards and then discard a card. So whenever he attacks, we're going to draw 2 cards and discard a card, which, great. Fantastic. Great control. Get to go through cards quicker, get to mill them, get to see what they are, get to do a lot of stuff. Whenever he enters is also something that we can take advantage of. So if he blinks out and comes back, then you get to use his draw 2 cards and discard a card again, which, very good. And then flying gives you a nice flying creature. Those are always good. Enduring Tenacity. Enchantment, creature, snake, glimmer. Actually, we should read both of these and put them up on the world for the world to see. All right, here we go. Let me read this one first, and then we'll read the other one again. Enduring Tenacity. Let's try again. Enduring Tenacity. 4 mana, 2 skulls. Enchantment creature, Snake Glimmer. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. When Enduring Tenacity dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's an enchantment. I believe that this is dangerous with some of the cards in this deck. We will need more lifelink, or just being able to exsanguinate would be a good one with this one. There's a lot of cards that would be great with this card, and so we're definitely going to put it in. And we're definitely going to put that on top here. I'm glad we opened this collector's booster. It is a lot of fun so far. The Duskmorn one was actually a better fit for what we're doing here. What is Marina Vendrell Grimoire's card here? 6 mana cost, legendary artifact. When Marina Vendrell's Grimoire enters, if you cast it, draw 5 cards. You have no maximum hand size, and you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, discard that many cards. Then if you have no cards in your hand, you lose the game. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, discard that many cards. Then if you have no cards in your hand, you lose the game. You have no maximum hand size. You have no maximum hand size. I say yes. Get in my belly. This card deserves to be in this deck, and it will be so much fun to get that out there and play that at some point. I'm excited for whatever a Grimoire is. I should probably look up what a Grimoire is. Marina Vendrell's Grimoire. Legendary artifact. 6 mana cost. When Marina Vendrell's Grimoire enters, if you cast it, draw 5 cards. You have no maximum hand size, and you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, discard that many cards. Then, if you have no cards in hand, you lose the game. That can go so many ways, but it sounds like fun. Let's go ahead and add that to the decks. And let's look up what a Grimoire is, because I have no idea. Actually, I just need what a Grimoire is. It's a book of magic spells. That's pretty cool. Alright. That's going to go in. Lots of fun there. Let's see. We got this Deluge of Doom. All creatures get -X until end of turn, where X is the number of card types among your cards in graveyard. Deluge of Doom. 3 mana. Sorcery. All creatures get -X until end of turn, where X is the number of card types among the cards in your graveyard. So if you have a lot of stuff in your graveyard, then this can be good. I don't know, because it varies. If you expect to have 3 creatures in your graveyard, then Actually, if you have a creature, you have sorcery, you have a artifact, you have a instant, then you would have -4/-4 on every single creature. It's good board clear. It has a limit, which isn't very high unless you have a lot of different creature types. I don't know at this moment whether or not this card is worth keeping. It is up for debate. Because if you're playing against something that has a lot of toughness, then this doesn't do exactly what you need. And while it's possible you can play it and get more out of it, it's also possible that you just have to hold on to it for a long time, which could be a problem. And holding onto a card just because you can't use it is usually like a dead card, but I don't know. We'll think about it. How about that? We'll put it on the side here. We'll consider whether or not we'll put it. All right, let's go through the black cards we have left, and then some other stuff so that we can get down to our final deck. We'll look through, we'll count out how many creatures and instants we have. I'll also count how many cards we have, because I'm not actually sure. I think we have more than 60 right now, so we're going to have to make cuts. Offer Immortality. Nezumi Prowler. It has ninjutsu, so we're taking advantage of that. Enters the battlefield. Target creature you control gains death touch and lifelink until end of turn, so that's very useful. Pilfer. Fake your own death. Zombify. Izareth the Awakener. Lively Dirge. Eaten Alive. Reassembling Skeleton. Shoot the Sheriff. We have way too many cards. Withering Torment. Twisted Embrace. Victimize. Hero's Downfall. Exsanguinate. Vampire Nighthawk. Unstoppable Slasher. Tiny Bones. Bubble Burglar. Obnixilis of the Black Oath. Is a Planeswalker. 9 lives. Familiar. Should be useful. Bacon to a Pie. Murder. And then a High Society Hunter. We don't have that many creatures we can sack to the High Society Hunter. I don't know if it'll stick around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 cards there. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 8, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. Okay. So we have to make cuts to 10 cards, which we probably can. We'll start with not this one, because that, whenever another creature dies, is nice. So we'll keep Murder. We'll keep Bacon to a Pie. We're going to separate these out into instants and creature cards. We're going to keep a track of a count on each of those. We're going to have a creature, 9 lives familiar. We have a Planeswalker here. We also have more options other than these if we want. We have Tiny Bones and Bobbler. Let's go ahead and keep that for now. He's an excellent excellent guy. Unstoppable Slasher. Don't stop him. Vampire Nighthawk. Exsanguinate. It's a sorcery. This is creatures. Okay, cool. Hero's Downfall. Destroy target creature or Planeswalker. Very good. Very good. Victimize. Choose target creature, 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped. Alright, that's amazing. Anytime you can return stuff to the battlefield tapped, I like it. This especially means that if you can mill something into the graveyard, then you're also in a good spot there, and you can pull it out. Twisted Embrace. We don't need this. Destroy target creature or enchantment. Destroying enchantment is always important. Destroy target non-outlaw creature. Yes. Goodbye, non-outlaw creatures. Everything except for people who are playing outlaw. Reassembling skeleton. Return to battlefield tapped. Just 2 mana. Very good. Eaten alive. Sacrifice something to exile. Excellent. Spree. Search your library for a card and put it into your graveyard. Well, that goes really well with the card we just said. So let's keep that one. Izareth, legendary human wizard. If only we were putting a human wizard deck together. Death Touch. Whenever Izareth the Awakener attacks, you may pay X. When you do, return target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield with corpse counter on it. Wow. Exile instead of playing anything else. I say we keep this one. Let's. Yes. Okay, another return to the battlefield. Yes, that's good. Instant dies, returns to the battlefield, create a treasure token. Yes. Very good. We have a lot of removal. Let's just say that. Pilfer. Excellent. And then, do we need this guy? Death Touch Lifelink. That is good, actually, in many cases. So, might as well keep that. And then we have an instant. So, we're up to, I think it was like 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 instants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sorceries, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And none of these creatures are crazy. We got the Satori as our commander. Let's see. Then we'll do the Rise of the Eldrazi. We have a sorcery. We have legendary Omarthus. It's a creature. We have another creature. Kozilek. We have that guy. We have this guy. You know what? I'm just going to put these all down instead of going through them again because they're in there somewhere. Artifact. Sorcery. Artifact. I don't think we need the Transmogrifying Wand. It's actually just better to destroy stuff. Although this is 3 things, and they all turn them into oxys. Alright, you know what? We're going to keep the Transmogrifying Wand, because it's useful. I've seen it be useful. Soul Ring. I don't think Mystic Forge is very good in this deck, because the Mystic Forge will not be used if it's colorless or something, so... Perilous Vault, put it down, and then for 5 tap, and then exile all non-land permanents. That's always useful in terms of a board wipe. Emerald Cool, Aeon Storm. That's going to be just devastating to the other person. And then let's go through the blues. We got a Reality Chip here. We got the Sphinx of Forgotten Lore. We got the yes. Let's ditch the offer you can't refuse. Let's keep the Mocking Sprite because we have a lot of instants and sorceries. We keep Invoke of the Winds. It's a very expensive in terms of blue, but gain control of target artifact or creature, so that could be something. Actually, you know what? Let's cut this one because it's too expensive. In terms of like just mana cost. Let's see, we're gonna keep the Time Stop. instant. We'll keep the think twice because being able to reuse that is great. We'll keep the witness protection. We'll keep the Tamayo's completion. We will keep the wishing well. We will keep the lunar insight. We will glitch interpreter. I think we keep the glitch interpreter because of his draw ability. Able to scream, we keep that. Aetherize, return all creatures to their hands. We should keep that. Jace, keep Jace, of course, for this one with the multiverse. I want to see that played. That's totally different story. We're gonna ditch the Vanish from Sight. We'll keep the Imprisoned on the Moon because that is fun. We'll keep the Essence Scatter because Essence Scatter is always a needed card. And then we'll ditch the Reality Shift as we had said earlier. We'll keep the Overlord of the Flood Pits as we've been talking about. Mocking Sprite, all these come in. Let's see here. So we made some cuts there. We should make some more cuts. Is the only thing I can conclude. What do we else do? Let's see how many we have. We should have like 66 or something. So how many creatures do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 creature cards. That is light on the creatures. 26, but we have so much removal. So let's just count up our instance here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 instance. We have 5 enchantments, mostly of which will go on to the other person's creatures. There's 6 artifacts. We have 2 planeswalkers. Let's see how many we have. How many of these sorceries do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Planeswalker. Creature. Another creature. These 2 are both creatures, actually. I didn't count these correctly. I think we're okay, actually. This should be great. Ob Nixilis of the Black Oath. Each opponent loses 1 life. You gain life equal to this. Ay, ay, ay. think we'll ditch the Rise of the Eldrazi. Destroy target permanent. Target creature draws 4. Target player draws 4 cards. Take an extra turn after this one. But the extra turn after this one's nice. Can't be countered. Destroy target permanent. I don't know. That's a very powerful card. Hard to say. Let's see what our count is now. So there's that. Planeswalker. Where did Jace go? How many creatures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. That's actually pretty good. Alright. We're right in the money then, because we also have a Planeswalker here. We have the other Jace somewhere. Where did Jace go? He's somewhere. Where did my Jace go? He's somewhere in this deck. I kind of moved him, but now I don't know where Jace went. I must have baked him into the pie. Ah, there he is. Jace the Architect of Thought. So we have 2 Planeswalkers. We have a bunch of those. Probably just need to get rid of some of these instants or sorceries. Destroy, destroy, destroy. These are all great. Destroy. Target creature against Death Touch. Indestructible until end of turn. That's great. Kind of target creature spell. Murder. Time stop. Yep. Alright. Let's do another count. Oh wait, we have all these to go through. These are all the creatures. Alright, we had 29 creatures plus Satoru Umezawa and then Jace and Ob. So we have 31, 32. 32 is great. That's a good number. 4 creatures. We should be fine there. We have this instant picking up by. How many instants do we have? Let's count them up. We want to have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 instants. Pretty light on the instance, but I think there's a card that gives sorcery. You can cast sorceries and stuff with flash, so that's good. We have instants and sorceries. 1, 2, 3, 4 sorceries, 5 sorceries, 6 sorceries. Should be plenty. There's all those. And then we have a few enchantments here. We'll just put that in now. All we have to do is sleeve and then play then. Alright, let's count them up. I keep saying this, huh? Let's double check the creature count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. These are not creatures, I realize that. 32. But good enough. Close enough. They serve as a target. Plus they do some cool stuff. So that's all that. We have 32 here in hand creatures. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. Okay, we could probably remove 4 of those. The redundant removals. 24. Go down to 20. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Alright. So 32 plus 31 is 63. So Darksteel Monolith. Do we need this? Not really. Indestructible. Once each turn, you can pay 0 instead of rather than pay the mana cost of a colorless spell in your hand for 8. First off, getting to 8 is expensive. Second off, this is an artifact, so there's no cheating it out. Third, paying 0 is exactly what. Well, no. Satoru Umezawa is actually about getting things out for 4 mana costs, so it's not exactly free. So once per turn, that could be pretty cool. Maybe, maybe not. We can probably do without for now. The Transmogrifying Wand. I think the extra cost and then the fact that it leaves a 2/4 White Ox token makes it a little bit weaker than other cards. The fact that it's 3 charge counters, though, means that you can keep on removing for at least 3 turns. So that's actually pretty good in general. So maybe, maybe not. Soul Ring. Do we need this? Is this necessary? Maybe. Probably not. Let's try it without it. Perilous Vaults. 5. Exile. Exile all non-land permanents. This actually affects us as well. So all our equipment would be gone. Since we have other board wipes, it's possible we don't necessarily need this. Alright, was that 3 then? Did we do it? Let's count them all up, see if we have 60, and then we'll just throw in blues and blacks and sleeve them, and we'll test out tomorrow. Tomorrow will be, actually Tuesday, either tomorrow or Tuesday will be the first test day of this blue-black WTF Let Me Play deck. WTFLMP. Anyway, this has been fun. Thank you for hanging out on the stream with me. I will leave you to it. We're going to create this tomorrow, and we're going to see if we can stop this madness that Hell on It is. I'm excited, though. It's good to challenge yourself.